What's up, everybody? How's it going, everyone? How's it going, y'all? My name's SCJ. Thank you all so much for coming in to this stream because we're going to be watching BHOP Esports versus Bad News Bears in, I think this is the final match. This is the last match. This is the last day. This is the last day. Gotcha. I'm a professional. So this is the last day of matches for ECL Challenger League Season 41. Currently, we've got BHOP Bad News Bears going on one stream. Gaming Gladiators Team 1 on, I believe, the ESL B stream. We got Godset Brazen on the A stream, and then after that, that's it. That's all we got. But right now, we're just waiting for the knife round to kick on, and it's about to start in just a moment. I'm sorry, that's right. It's best of 3, so we just go right into the right into the sides, the halves. I don't know. Words are hard. I quite literally just got off of work, but you don't want to hear that, so we're just going to throw it right over. 1 second. In game. There we go. Desktop audio on. And we're in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I have no idea what the maps are. I unfortunately didn't do my proper due diligence and research on that, but hey. Surprise for me, surprise for you. Let's go. So we're getting right into it. Bad News Bears starting on the CT side, which leads me to believe that this is BHOP's map choice. It's going to be a little bit of a slower start this time around. T-sided players situating themselves towards the apartment position. Readying themselves for an A push. Remarkably slow start, I gotta say. I was actually really excited when I saw that that BHOP roster first start up, because I like a lot of these players on this team, and as you know, I'm a big B&B fan. What can I say? But I'm kind of excited to see how this map goes. I kind of want to see a 3-mapper. I think if nothing else, that'd be entertaining. 45 seconds left on the clock. We're finally seeing that execute come through. Big nade damage onto Pluto. 8 HP left on that man on site. Hasn't seen a man, and he's already seeing a foot in the grave and another one on the banana peel. But the execute started to come through real quick. Momo's able to find one. Stanislav Reedwall. He's able to defend the trade off to Zula. Players falling left, right, and center. And now it's going to be a 2v3 favor in the hands of BHOP as they're able to get that bomb down onto the site. Swan and Spongy are going to be the last 2 alive for that CT side of the Bad News Bears. Smoke off is going to be able to slow down the push from Swan, but it doesn't matter. It is a smoke. It is not a tangible barrier. It is not physical in any means. He shoots right through that and takes him down. Even up this playing field, Silas is now contesting against 2 players that are pushing onto his position. Swan's going to take a little bit of damage. He's going to take a lot of damage. That man needs a better helmet because he gets taken down. Last one alive is going to be Spongy, and he's trying desperately to find his way onto the site. Finds some extra kills. He's not going to be able to get that. And it's going to be Silas, last one alive, with a 2-piece, bringing BHOP onto the board to start this game off. Moving into the second round. Gonna see these boys on the CT side pick up lots and lots of pistols. They've actually forced fully into this, essentially. Full util helmets, aplomb on these players. While BHOP going right forward, just got rifles in hands. Spermian 60 will have Mac 10, so that's going to be a little bit extra money in their wallet. If they do pick up some kills. Smoke onto the B site, a preemptive toss out. It's going to get a smoke out of the hands of Pluto, and that's one less smoke that they can work with. on the CT side in this round. Plethora of fakes, and it's looking like it's going to be another B execute. Let's play, and I do like the setup with the two players boosted up, throwing the nades. Here they come. Hell from above. It's going to be Momo. Only just a little bit of damage. Just a flesh wound. Enough to get a purple heart, surely. Now time's starting to tick away, and I believe that these players on the CT side, they still only have a nade and a flash to work with. Nade's going to do a lot of damage, actually. Pluto's doing even more damage. Able to find one in the mess of it all. Finds a MAC-10 off the body of 60. Traded out. Can he get himself an AK in this mix? No, he can't. But look at that. Team damage. Team kill, actually. Beaky finds one. It's going to be Smirky's own teammate. Don't trust anyone, not even your own teammates. In the mess of it all, bodies surround him. Beaky's able to find himself the bomb plant. And yet, even still, no rifles have been picked up. Sheikh Zula will be able to pick up a MAC-10 in the mix of it all, but Beaky's going to be able to find himself another kill. And now it's going to be a 1v1. Sheikh Zula has the kill, and he's got the round. AK in hand, 10-second defuse coming through. And that's going to be the second round converted in favor of Bad News Bears. A hefty investment, but an investment that pays off nonetheless.
Counter-terrorists win.
Going into the third round, you're going to see BHOP only have one rifle in their hands, and it's Galil, no less. Figure that what you wish. And Bad News Bears, on any other game, on any other round, this would be something of a half-buy, something of a cobbled-together one. Because you got the AK salvage in the previous round, 2 M4s, and then you got the MP9 as well on Momo and Spongy. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I realize that net graph is on, and I do apologize. After this round, I'll turn it off. We're seeing the same thing yet again. A good bit of utility towards the A site. Everyone falls off, goes towards the B site. So surely these B defenders are going to be absolutely ready for this. Because we've seen this happen time and time again. Nade's going to come through, Molotov onto the site. Nade's going to be thrown out. Does a lot of damage, actually. Pluto's pushed away from the offense position. And now it's going to be all hands on deck. How many players are he going to be able to take down? Zanzalot's going to be good for one. He's going to be able to damage other teammates. Silas down to 22 as well. And it looks like the teammates of BHOP are doing more damage than B&B's doing, actually. Lots of dinks from the back. Bomb does go down at the end. Damage done. Big Zula's got the M4 in his hand, and he's got to do a lot of work as well as Spongy. 22 and 30, though. These players are essentially one shot each. Shake's got the kit, so if he goes down, this is going to be real scary, real fast. And he's doing something really sneaky, actually. Oh, and it does not pay off. Spermy's able to get himself a 4K and a second round on the board for BHOP. Bear with me just 1 second. I do apologize sincerely. Hit this bumper real quick. Alright, we're back. You saw nothing. I'm a professional. Shot from Swan, gonna take it a little bit of damage down on a Spermy on the start of the 4th round. He's the only person that's really bought any sort of riflery into this game or this round for the CT side. Everyone else is reduced down to nothing more than pistols, but we did see what the Bad News Bears were able to do with nothing more than pistols and some utility. So I've got good faith in this. And he goes down. One does a little bit of damage with the scout, but it's going to be Sheikh Sula. It's going to be it's going to be Sheikh Sula that's going to be the one that picks up the kill in the end. There we go, first try. 4v4, 56 seconds remaining on the clock, and you can see that this bomb is about to make its way on to that A site. Smoke execute coming through. Spongy's the last man on this A site, and he's going to have to deal with a whole entire army against him with nothing more than a sidearm in his hands. He's got a lot to do here, and he's not getting any information. He's not sending any information either, or else you would see that rotate come out from one of those players on B. But given how many times that they have executed onto the A site and then moved B, you cannot be upset by his position. And he's actually doing a lot of work. Spongy's able to get 2 kills off of that, actually. What? The bomb has been spotted. Information granted. Now these players are moving their way onto the site. Man advantage for the Bad News Bears, although they still do not have a weaponry advantage. Only a little bit of utility to play with. Pluto's got all the excessive damaging utility. I forgot the words that I was going to use there. It'll come to me. All to do for them, and instantaneously 2 players drop and make that a third. BHOP Esports are able to turn this round around just like that. But I gotta say, Spongy, oh, good stuff. Getting that 2-piece with the 5.7. Good stuff. Also, real quick, pointing out the elephant in the room, I just want to say shout-outs to Cooper. I am currently hosting him. He's hosting me? I don't know. He's got me on his stream, and just want to give a shout-out to him real quick. How you doing? Right now, we're looking at what is essentially a bonus round for the BHOP Esports guys. Only 1 pistol and 1 Zeus spot into this from the CT side. There's not really much to mitigate damages. That's really all you can do. So I am on a little bit of a delay, I'm going to say. And I'll be able to read the chat in about a number of minutes. So I have to ask, how's everyone's day doing? Who do you think's going to win this? In a few minutes' time. So the bomb does go down, 3v5, and all they can really do is just make sure that they don't get any extra money, which is probably the smartest thing to do here. Especially since they do have those 2 MAC-10s in hand. If they could play for some exits, that'd be fun. Sheikh Sula's ready and raring to go. In fact, so is Swan. I really want to see this happen. There you go! Ah, he wasn't able to get it. Oh, well. Oh, the money's been so weird for Bad News Bears this round. I mean, this game so far. Like, they have yet to get themselves a proper buy-in. Like, they just keep doing these weird half-buys and force buys. And we're put ourselves in a position where we've got 2 FAMASes on the field. Or FAMI? FAMASI? What is the plural of FAMAS? A little bit of damage done, a little bit more damage done. 60's able to find 1 head at mid. He's trying to find himself a second one, but Swan is currently contesting this. Now, Swan is the, dare I say, designated opper for the Bad News Bears, and doesn't have an op in his hands. So, fingers crossed that he can make some damage happen with this rifle. It almost looks like they're just giving this A side up, actually. Yeah, I don't think they're going to contest this one bit. So they're making their way onto the A site. And they're just frozen. They are simply chilling on this. Bad News Bears side. And that's going to be the round. Just like that. 5-1, BHOP have a great start to this game. You can actually see Beaky going on a little bit of a hunt here. Trying to spot out where one of these players could potentially be. And boom goes the dynamite. 5-1. Money's still a little bit weird for the Bad News Bears here. We're just going to do a half buy into this one. Yep, that's what it looks like. ECL doesn't even have a pistol upgrade. No, there you go. He's got himself a P250. So virulent when it comes to that grenade assault on the banana position. Like, it's just really, really crazy how they do that every single round. The first player goes down, a player that has himself, or had themselves, past tense, a rifle in hand, and that's one rifle that is not going to be able to be scavenged by the Bad News Bears as it was thrown out the map. So that's going to make life just a little bit more difficult for the B&B players. Well, got Flame out, the executes coming through a little bit quicker than usual from these BHOP players. They didn't even need to see, and Stanislaw is able to find 2 kills in that nick. Sponge is going to be good for 1, then for 2. Stanislaw finds himself a 3rd, but it's not going to be good enough. A 3-piece for Stanislaw as they find themselves a 6th round. And now the economy is finally in a position where Bad News Bears are able to have a full purchase on the 8th round of this map of Inferno. And Swan is thinking about it. There he goes. He gets himself the big green. Now it's going to be all eyes on this man. Shots coming through. Pluto's doing a lot of damage. He's finding 2 in the smoke. Flashed out no less, and he's able to find the kills in the end. One player is still very damaged, and that's Silas with 35 HP. And finally, when you have that full buy come through, you have the confidence and the aggression to go for those kinds of kills. A 3rd kill coming out from our Pakistani brothers over here. Now it's a 2v5 for BHOP Esports. What was a dominant start to this game is now turning a little bit nerve-wracking. Even still, you can't be too scared. Even if everyone goes down without a single kill to their name on the T side of BHOP, their economy is great. Like, they could theoretically lose 2 more rounds and be totally fine. And Pluto just dies in the fire? Huh? Everyone else saw that, right? Like, he just danced around in the fire for a little bit. I know it spreads probably, but that's not the best. Anyway, 34 seconds remaining on the clock, and the bomb is making its way to the B site. These players are trying to make their way to the site as well, but the bomb will go down 2v4 for the BHOP players, and they just need to defend as best as they possibly can. And Momo's going for this really tricky peek. Find much of anything. In fact, he gets taken down by Stanislaw as well. Spongy's going to be able to trade him out, but it's going to be all on Spermy. 2v1 that he needs to contest. Or 1v2, rather. Find 1. Spray is not going to be good enough to take down the second one. All eyes on Swan, and he goes aggressive with the USPS. Can he find this kill? Yes, he can! He finds the headshot in the end. Kit in hand. Goes to the bomb site. 5 seconds. Does he have it? Ooh, he does. Swan with the clutch USPS. Run up. It's Bad News Bears the 2nd round. So quite a lot of damage was done to the Bad News Bears in this scenario. You really don't want to see all those players go down like they did. Pluto dying for the fire, that's just annoying. But to lose 4 of your rifles in the mix of that, that's just rough. And even still, when the economy for BHOP is as strong as it is for them, and you're having rounds like that, rounds where you realistically cannot lose as many players as you did, it's going to be a little shaky. So Bad News Bears, they cannot give up too many rifles here. We're at 55 seconds now, all 5 still alive for both sides. And you can see how much presence there is. I forgot what that part's called. Towards the hay bale side of the track. Swan's gonna be good for 1, totally blinded. No scope shot. He's able to get the kill. Shakespeare is gonna be good for 1 as well. Lots and lots of trades happening on this floor. It's like a trading card convention. And now it's a 2v3. The bomb is still making its way onto the A site, uncontested by these CT players, and it's going to go down successfully in the end. The first mode of contact is going to be Momo. He's going to find 1, and then Pluto's going to make his way into the site and take down that shot as well. So they have upgraded rifles, 3 players survive, and they're going to get that defuse in as well. Not the prettiest of rounds for B&B, but a mighty fine turn of circumstance for them as well. Also, with all due respect and sincerity, I do apologize if I'm not all here right now. It is 101 degrees out. And I'm coming off of an illness. I just got back from Dallas, and that was an incredible trip. Some of the people that are in the chat right now are actually people that I saw in Dallas, and shout-outs to them. You know who you are. But yeah, we're going into the 10th round now. Bad News Bears trying to tie together a 3rd round in a row so they can have themselves a turkey. And we're actually seeing some pretty good aggression towards the A side here. So remember at the start of this game where the rounds would do a lot of util usage onto the A side and then it towards the B site. Like that was the first 3 rounds or so. Now we're seeing that they could just potentially just go for it. So they used all that util just to spark some panic in them, and they only have a flash and 2 smokes to work with. 1 smoke just got used. Flash is out. But once they use his last smoke, it's just going to be all about raw peaks and raw angles. 18 seconds, the X is coming through. All these players going to be falling down onto the site. Spongy's going to be good for 1. The information has been given towards the BHOP players, but Swan is going to be good with the op as well. 3 players are lining up in quick succession. Station is going to be able to find 2, and then it's going to be Swan to find the last kill onto the players of BHOP. 4 rounds now for Bad News Bears. That's called a turkey. And we're going to see that match pause come through. BHOP Esports likely taking that pause. Unfortunately, I can't see that information. But looking at where their economy is, they need a moment in order to, suss things out and to figure out who's getting what. It's like Halloween. Pour all your candy out on the floor and see who gets what. I'll tell you this right now. I was one of the best kids to hang out with during Halloween because I was the only kid that liked the yellow starbursts. I don't know why. Like, people are really into the red and the pink ones. I like the yellow ones. So everyone got all my red and pink ones, and I took all the yellow ones. One thing. This game keeps going, I'll tell you more Halloween facts about me. Look at that. Lots and lots of fire damage done onto 60. Man's got no toes, no feet, and he's got 4 HP. Tricky little situation for him. And the economy is... We're basically in a position where if either of these teams lose, their economies are kind of in the doldrums. So this is a fairly important round for the rest of this half. Flash is going to go out. Counter fire is going to come out as well. Bomo's going to be good for 1. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the kill onto Stanislaw as he trades him out after the kill on Silas. But now it's a 4v4. Lots of damage done onto these players on the T side as well. More damage done onto Stanislaw. These nades have been doing so much work for both sides, realistically. I'm going to check out the utility damage once this round is over. But it's a 4v4 retake. And a lot of these players are cordoned towards the church position. One player's going to be forced out from the flames. Fermi's going to be taken down by Pluto. And now it's going to be all hands on deck for these players. Stanislaw has been surprisingly confident in his game thus far. He finds himself another kill. Swan's going to be taking him out through the smoke. And Baby's going to be pushed off through the fire. Spongy's got just enough time in order to defuse the bomb. But he does not know where this last player is. And he's just going to go for the kill. He finds the kill, doesn't find the time. He's got to get the heck up out of Dodge, and that's going to be around on the board for BHOP. It's looking really dire now for the Bad News Bears side with their economy, and BHOP are just putting up such a strong fight on their T side. Oh. Ah. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. There we go. I just want to look at the utility. Whoa, look at this utility, dude. Pluto with 413. Like, that's insanity. That's insanity. And the craziest part is the fact that, like, you don't really remember Pluto throwing all the nades and stuff like that. You remember the BHOP players throwing all the nades. That's sick. Round number 12, we are able to see that buy coming out from the Bad News Bears players. Six is good for 1. Spongy and Stanislaw each getting kills of their own. Lots of damage, but the bomb will make its way successfully onto the A site. Oh, just barely is able to get the plant in. Shake Zula is going to be good for 2. The last one is going to be Beefy, and he's got the green in his hand, but he cannot do it. Simply can't do it. Great little turnaround coming out from the Bears. After a little bit of shopping, we're going to find that 5th.
Counter-terrorist win.
Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, you can see on the T side, lots of tech knives, lots of grenades, and backstab. Okay. You do you, Danny. It's all good, y'all. He just wanted to make it easier for everyone else. So, like, what I'm expecting from this BHOP side right now in this round is that they're just going to rain fire and hell onto these players of B&B onto whatever side that they choose to go to. So likely we're going to see that on a B site push. Just the artillery fire coming through. Who really knows? He does a lot of damage. Oh, Shake Zula. Doing good work. I think that was 90 damages. 90 HP of damage right there. Good stuff. Bomb will make its way to the A side now. It's all hands on deck for Spongy. Spongy takes a lot of damage from the nades. The artillery fire is going to be good. Finding the wrong people every single time. That bomb will successfully go down as 2 players from B&B are going to fall. And they have an AK and an op now. Iki's in just such a position. They make a lot of damage happen with this op. And that's actually going to be the save call coming out from B&B. They're not going to contest this whatsoever. They see where their money's at. And they don't want to fight that whatsoever. They don't want to lose a cent. The BHOP are going to confirmed take that first half. Now the curiosity stands to see how far they could take it further. Beaky's going to be able to get one blue to trade him out right soon after. Annoying stuff, surely, if you're on the Bad News Bears side. Who's messaging me? How dare you? Can't you see that I'm God? So Bad News Bears are pretty much going through a Kohler showroom, and they got everything included in the kitchen sink. They're just doing everything they possibly can in order to just make this work, realistically. The bonus smoke that's going to be ready for when the retakes come through. That's actually very smart. And BHOP, they're remarkably strong when it comes to their offensive side. Like, it's kind of surprising to see this. So they're apparently just playing the mind game and they're just waiting for the executes to come through. That Molotov has not really done much of anything for them every single round. They keep going for it. Damage done, shake through the wall. Changing gunfire, but they're not really amounting to much of anything there. 45 seconds now. And this game of chicken's just going to keep going. Who's going to blink first? Who is going to give up every little bit of momentum? Jake's going for the peek. He actually takes a lot of damage, spots the player Spermy in the apartment's position, but he doesn't have bombs, so he doesn't get much information. He just knows that there's going to be one rat in the apartment. Fittingly, he does have a rat profile picture. But now the XP is down to 9 HP, trying desperately in order to find that kill through the smoke, but it's not going to come through. But here's the thing. The rotation's happening on the B side, so you're going to have 4 players on the CT side onto the B side. Meanwhile, the bomb's making its way onto A. 5 seconds remaining on the clock. All that Sheikh Zula had to do was stop the defuse, but it's not going to come through. Now, we're going to get that round on the board. Actually, no! Bad News Bears wins the round by time! Did Beaky die before time? Oh no! Beaky died before time! No! Oh, that sucks for him! Sheikh Zula, I take it back. You did great, honey. Lots of use left on the man Beaky, but he's going to get taken down soon after by Momo. Everything's evened up yet again. Last round of the first half, mind you. It's same as it ever was. We're going to see Spongy on a SMG in the end. Players on that A side, the XP is going to come through in a matter of time. Smoked off there. Gonna fall off. Or are they? Stay tuned to find out. $50 seconds remaining on the clock. The last 50 seconds of this half. And yet again, we're seeing ourselves in a position where the CT players are on the wrong side entirely. But look at how big this flank could possibly be. Look at what could potentially happen. Momo's going to be good for one through the smoke, but then it's going to be a push from the backside. Swan's going to be able to find one. Sheikh Zula with another. Last one alive is going to be Silas. And it's a 1v3 situation. That round should have very well been the T side of BHOP's round, but then it just all kind of fell apart. Silas good for one. 19 seconds. Make that 18. And now it's just down to numbers. Can he find his plan? Can he bait any of these CT players out to make sure that it's a little bit more favorable for him? Or is he going to give it up yet again? Let a second round go out to time. But Sheikh Zula had different thoughts in his mind, and he's able to get that 7th round on the board for Bad News Bears, making it as close as possible for them going into the second half.